Hey guys, welcome back to the Hustlin' Horsepower YouTube channel, where the talkers talk and the doers do. In this video here, we go through and get the car ready to head out to either Oklahoma or Crossville Dragway. But hey, spoiler alert, I was sick as a dog last week, so we only made it out to Crossville Dragway. After Crossville, we headed out to a little Cash Days event. No, we didn't run Straight Gangster. We ended up hurting Straight Gangster, and that video will be coming up here shortly. But we did make it to a Cash Days to help out Timmy, and he made it all the way to the finals in that little Mustang. So guys, it ended up being pretty good. But Small Tire Gangsters is coming up April 12th and 13th, and we will be there. And MVP is looking to take your $20 if you want to bet against Straight Gangster. Well, guys, it is about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. It is bright as all heck out here. Come on, buddy. Me and my buddy Rex are going on a little vacation for the next, I don't know, 2 weeks, unfortunately, until we get to see MVP and Maggie again. Hey, Rexy, you enjoying the car ride? Holy crap, look at this one. We just got back from talking with Lonnie guys at Extreme Automatics. They're good people over there. Lonnie is he's one of the good ones. So got some spare parts from them that he had that he wasn't going to be using. So that gets us 9 spare injectors now. So that's kind of important when you're traveling and stuff like that to have spare parts. And I just didn't have any. So appreciate that. That's gonna be huge. And then now we got another 302 miles, 4 hours and 23 minutes of driving until we get down to Tennessee. Go visit the Gentrys again. Try to get a little bit of work done on the toter home and see where that leads us for this weekend. Well, guys, we are here. It was 415 miles plus another 324 miles. We left at about 4:30 this morning, and it is crap. Technically, it is 6:44, 7 o'clock. But we are an hour behind. So switch time zone 1 hour. But yeah, that was a long freaking day. Ready to meet some friends? You ready to meet some friends? Come meet some friends. Meet some friends, Rexy. You gonna meet some friends? How long before you guys start running around? Rex is like, I need to stretch my legs. I need to stretch my legs first, Dad. Well, guys, here we are. We're gonna get a little bit of work done, maybe. If everything goes as planned. Maybe I'll have to shut the door here. But the plan right now is to go and put a couple of these, not a couple, put one of these probes in the transmission pan to preheat the transmission fluid. Transmission temperatures are pretty important. I'd like to be able to put a 12-volt heater on this thing so that we can run it off the golf cart or something like that in the staging lanes or something like that. If we get stuck out there, but eventually I would like to get a smaller generator. We have the Predator 3500 generator that we've had for years and years and years, but I wouldn't mind to have something a little small that we could toss on the golf cart. Just, whatever it may be, battery charger or a couple little heating elements or something like that. Just for when we get stuck in the lanes and stuff like that. There's times when we get stuck in the lanes for upwards to 45 minutes or an hour or something like that due to an accident. And doing the type of racing that we do, we just don't have the heads up all the time. We don't know how long it's going to be, if we can have time to go back to the trailer or not. So, long story short, we're going to put it, right now we're going to work on putting the heating probe in the transmission pan so we can preheat the transmission fluid. We have the oil heater on it already, and I would like to put the second heater in the radiator itself, but to do that that gets pretty in depth, so I don't really have the time to do that right now. We got to pull the radiator out of the car and everything like that to be able to put the heating probe in it. So right now I think we're just going to drain some transmission fluid and make sure we can fit this heating probe element inside the transmission. Now that we got this bucket nice and clean, we go through, drain it out. If you guys watch the channel, you've seen me do this before, but I'll do this with my oil and everything. You can see how clean that is there. There's no shiny stuff, no nothing in it. So that's pretty good indication that the tranny is healthy. Of course, you don't pull the oil pan every time. So guys, we could do this with the transmission pan, check the fluid and stuff like that, but we will be pulling the pan off. But I do it also with the engine oil as well, because you don't pull the oil pan all that often. Well, I pull it fairly often just to check things out and stuff like that. And I do need to pull it again before too long, just to check it all out. But we only have we have the 8 dyno pulls and about 8 passes on the thing so far. So we only have about 16 hits on this motor. So I'm probably gonna go another, maybe after Oklahoma, I'll pull the pan off and check it all out, make sure everything is kosher, the bearings look good and everything like that. Well guys, I was just FaceTiming my little MVP, so we got a little ahead of ourselves here. But I was originally planning on putting this sucker back in here, up out of the way, but the problem is, right, when we go to pull the pan off, it's gonna hit. So you could probably pull the pan off and slide it back, and that's still an option. I might entertain that idea a little bit, but the amount that we have to pull it back here to clear the filter is probably unlikely. Here gives us that we only have to pull the pan back yay far, but here it might be a little bit more logical putting it in the front here, because we have more distance from the filter to the back of the pan than the filter to the front of the pan. So if we go and put this sucker in here, offset it in the pan about halfway deep, I think this right here will be a pretty good spot. Then all we have to do is come down and in, and just trying to make sure. The problem is, if it doesn't come out, we're kind of a little bit screwed here, because you can't really get it in there. So we're gonna go through here and look at this a little bit, figure out what's the best method to put this in. Well guys, we got the welder hooked up in here and stuff like that. I got this fitting nice and tight. I actually had to tap it in there a little bit with the hammer to get it in there. Guys, this is the pan from the Dirty 30. I wasn't gonna do this, but I'll show you. Underneath here is, you can see the sand casting of this pan. You could see, let me do this. You could actually see like the little holes in here, the little pinholes and stuff like that, because this pan got so freaking hot, it actually started leaking there. So actually JB welded it, so I didn't have to buy myself a new transmission pan after the fire, because, you know, I was saving pennies everywhere I could. Still do, but, you know, it was for real. So I'm gonna have to grind all this out after I weld it, and then re-epoxy it, because there's little pinholes in here that it only leaks when it gets hot, but it does seep if I don't have that epoxy on there, just because it got so hot. This right here, yeah, that's from the Homegrown Hustler, but hey, the pan still works. It's a little heavier than a fabricated one, but it's what I got, a whole lot cheaper. So guys, don't have the tripod right now, but all heating elements are, I don't know about all heating elements, but these heating elements are 2-wire, so we're just gonna go through and ohm them out. We're gonna go from here to here, and then brown is one side, then flip it off. Let's see if we can see that. Brown is one side, and boom, tie it to the other side. Blue. So when you know you gotta tie blue and brown, 2 are 2 white wires. Why are they both white? Because it doesn't freaking matter what direction they go. Alrighty guys, so now I have a solder joint up here and a solder joint back here. They are offset. The reason for that is, if this stuff ever wears out, the heat shrink ever wears out, and this is the good lined heat shrink, but if this stuff ever wears out, right, and breaks through, it's pretty hard for this one and this one to touch because they are offset. We're leaving this yellow wire in here because we're going to use that as a strain. So once it goes in here, we're going to tuck this yellow wire into this heat shrink here, and then we got the heat shrink that's going to go over all of it. But this yellow wire right here, although we're not using it, we're going to use it as a strain relief. So if everyone ever pulls on this thing or whatever, ever gets stuck or something like that, it's not pulling on these joints quite as much. So we can go through here and we can put a zip tie over all this once we're done, and it'll help make sure that these joints right here aren't going to get pulled on too all that much. Well, it's kind of dark in the trailer here, guys, but it is looking good so far. We're gonna pull all this out, give it a good look, see if we are good to go. I don't know where we're gonna be racing this weekend. It's starting to come out with a pretty legitimate cold or something like that right now, but we'll see what we can pull off here. Well, guys, I appreciate you all watching the video. It is 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's time for this guy to get to bed. But the next 2 events we plan to be at is Small Tire Gangsters, Yellow Belly, Texas, 11th to the 13th. That's just outside of Dallas-Fort Worth. And then the following weekend, we head to Lake Cumberland, Kentucky. That is April 19th and 20th. Stop by the pits, say hi. We appreciate y'all, and we enjoy you guys stopping by. See you in Sexy Rexy, MVP, Lady Gangster, and myself. See y'all soon.